Welcome to the fall edition of Hawk Talk. Today we're joined by our head golf coach, Thadd O'Donnell. He's going to take us through some of what's already happened on the golf course today and give us an update of what's going on in the future. Coach, glad to have you.
Thanks for having me. I guess we got started right when school did. We came in the week, classes starting. Had our, what we call our qualifiers, basically 3 days of playing just to kind of see what everybody's done over the summer and what our freshmen are looking like as they go into the season. And then we started out 2 days after that. We went to an opener, what they call a fall kickoff, and basically just 1 day of 18 holes and James, probably one of the toughest courses we see all year, which as a coaching point is probably not the best thing to do for young guys to go out. Definitely shattered some confidence on that first round.
Sure.
But it's one of those things that when we go through that, then we can look back and go to Prairie West the next weekend, which we just got done. And I went through the numbers yesterday. We dropped our scores 36 strokes as a team in that one transition. So although that first meet is very tough and some guys were feeling pretty hard about this, it came back, and this last week I thought we had a real good week. Some of the freshmen stepped up, had a good first day or a good second day, kind of got a mix of things in there, but it was able to build some confidence in what we need to work on as we go into our conference stuff.
Sure. Can you describe some of the freshmen? I know you got two on the men's side, a couple on the girls' side. Just introduce some of the new players into the program.
Yeah, Bo Beasley is a young man that comes from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Actually Hayden, Idaho, but we call it Coeur d'Alene because nobody knows where Hayden is. But it definitely one of those contacts we've had from our alumni. Corey Owen was his golf coach that actually wrestled here, and he's a golf coach out there. So that was kind of the connection there. He came out and visited, really liked it, and he's fit in real well. And he's capable of shooting in the 70s. He's won that. He's done that in high school, and now it's just that confidence building type of thing. And Taylor Ellsburn is another young man at Crosby, also from one of our alumni. Nate Nelson out of Weebo played football for us. So we've got some good alumni that are sitting good kids back that they know they'll fit in. And those two, I think, down the road, kind of trying to build around those guys a little bit. I know they're capable. They have great golf swings, and they are capable of playing really well. Right now, it's between the ears is really what's getting them. Then on the ladies' side, obviously, women's golf is always tough to recruit. It's hard, that it's hard to get them to compete in college. But I think we have some that are really going to develop. They're right there. We're out on the range yesterday. They're working hard to get better every day. Tiffany Benner is one that is out of Baker, Montana, my hometown. Actually picked her up at a graduation party. We're talking about golf, and she transferred here out of Miles City at community college. And then also Ellie is another young lady out of Miles City. Actually, she's out of Wharton, Montana, and she was a junior college kid out of Miles City Community College. And she came out and played last year at our meet, and we were able to visit with her a little bit and her academic fit, and she's one I think that's going to be able to get some real low scores for us, far as on the women's side. So those two, and then Bailey Zapko is another young lady that got to come out and is one that is getting in that transition of being able to golf in college.
Sure. And I know one of your returners performed quite well this last weekend. You want to talk a little bit about Zach's performance at Prairie West?
Yeah, Zach had a great weekend. He's very comfortable in North Dakota, some of the meet, because he's played a lot of tournaments around. And after the first day, he was 2-under, which I knew driving up to him 200 yards from him, he was having an awesome day. You could see the pep in his step, and everything was clicking for him, and it was great to see because he's really played a lot this summer and really worked on his game and has done an outstanding job. And we know that he can really do some low scores. He's very accurate when he's confident and he's comfortable, and he was very comfortable there. And actually, we thought he had a really good shot at when he was leading by 2 strokes after the first day. Ended up shooting even or 2 over the second day, so he was even on the weekend. Ended up getting clipped by a young man from Minnesota that was actually, I think, #1 golfer out of Minnesota last year. So he had a great weekend, and now in 2 weeks we'll have our meet on his home course. So hopefully, I know he'll feel comfortable, and he doesn't put a lot of expectations on himself, but he expects himself to play pretty well.
All right, you mentioned that home tournament in the next couple of weeks. Do you want to explain kind of a difference in how conference is going to work this year with it counting at the end of the fall season into the spring season? Want to explain that?
Yeah, now we're into our North Star Conference, and last spring we had our conference meetings set up. We've had 3 new teams that came into our conference that'll be in our golf conference: Viterbo, Waldorf, and Bellevue. All 3 are top-notch golf teams that have done very well in their previous conferences. Bellevue led the national tournament last year, the first day. So we know, it's definitely the bar is set high as far as competition level. And in that meeting, we came away with we didn't want to have our qualifier being 1 meet in the spring just because of weather, and like Bellevue is out of Omaha, so they're way south, so they're capable of playing a lot in the spring, where sometimes we get 1 or 2 meets in the spring. So that aspect, we went with 2 meets, 1 in the fall and 1 in the spring, combined together to give us our team total and give us our individual winner. And in the fall, ours this year will be at Oxbow out of Fargo, which will be our fall conference meet. And before that, we're going to have 2 more. We've had 2 meets. We're going to have 2 more. One at South Hart, which will be our home meet. We're going to do 1 in the spring, also at Hart River. So we're going to give both of our local courses competition and give our guys a chance to play at home.
Alrighty. Well, hopefully we hear good things about the rest of the season. Thanks for joining us today, and good luck on the course.
See you in practice.
All right, Boo Hawk fans, I'm pleased to be joined by Zach Miller, one of our golfers. Zach, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a Dickinson native, grew up in actually Richardton, and moved up here after my 8th grade year and went to high school in South Hart, graduated as a Hart River Cougar, and came to DSU, pretty much the hometown kid around here. So
sounds good. That hometown knowledge has helped a little bit on the golf course. You want to talk us through the first part of the year, and especially your last weekend?
There's nothing better than, I don't want to say home field advantage, but home course advantage is huge in golf, bigger than probably any sport. I've grown up around here, like I said. Had the ability to play all these different courses, whether it be Jamestown Country Club or Prairie West, where we were at this last weekend. And it's been a great start to the season, as a team, and I've done pretty well as an individual this season so far. So, we started off last Wednesday. We went down to Jamestown, 1-day tournament.
A little rough.
It was a little rough, the the course is difficult, tight, but we've been there enough to know where to go, and I wasn't too pleased with my game there, but I made some great improvements this past weekend. I was able to pull off a 2nd place finish here at Prairie West, and I was pleased with how our team played as well. So,
yeah, you were sharing with me that was your first tournament round under par. That first day total of 70. Obviously, you learned kind of how to adjust playing with the lead 2-day tournaments. Next week you're going to be on your home course, in South Hart. So describe how you're going to use what you learned from that experience contending this last week into that week.
Sleeping on the lead this past weekend was definitely a mental challenge. Golf, one of my favorite quotes is from Bobby Jones. Golf is played on a 5-inch golf course, the distance between your ears. So it's definitely 90% mental, and the other 10 is physical and what have you. So looking forward to next week at South Hart. That's where I grew up. That's my home course. So hopefully we can get the mental game rolling there and get prepped and have a good tournament.
Sure, I think that's a good opportunity for our whole team to really assert ourselves as something to mess with in the conference. And how do you feel about the conference adjusting to having a tournament count as a conference tournament in the fall? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I think it'll be a great opportunity. Obviously, all the players have had an opportunity to work on their game throughout the summer. So it'll be a great chance for us to prove what we've done throughout the summer, transition that into a conference tournament in the fall, which will be super nice, rather than playing a 36-hole day in the spring and then follow it by another 18. So I think the split up fall and spring conference meet will be a great opportunity, not only for Dickinson State, but for the whole conference in general.
Sure. We should probably explain where we are. We're not in Scott Gym. We're not in the athletic facilities. We're up in the Theodore Roosevelt Honors Leadership Program office because Zach is a member of that program. So you kind of want to explain balancing academics and athletics, especially golf, missing the first couple classes. I know some of us haven't even been to a couple of our classes just because the day's tournament falls. So just explain balancing student athlete.
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult to balance your time, but I think if you are organized and prioritize your important tasks that need to be done, stay in tune with your instructors, get to class as much as you can. Obviously you're going to miss for athletics, but there's like I've always told the team, there's no time off. You're putting the time in on the golf course, obviously, but you have to put the time in the classroom as well. You're not going to get to where you need to be on the golf course if you're not putting in the time in elsewhere. I think it's very important to balance both academics and athletics, and it's definitely not easy. So you need to take every chance you can get.
Sure. All right, you got put on the spot being on here, so now is your chance. You want to share with us an embarrassing story from anyone on the team at some point this year. Feel free to enlighten our fans into some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens if you have something that sticks out to you.
I think our team was pretty oblivious to me to me holding the lead after day one here at Prairie West. There was a few that they were like, Zach, are you in the lead? Like.
We didn't want to put pressure on you. We didn't want you to treat it as any other round. So I think in an odd way that might have helped. But yeah, there was definitely some shocked faces on the bus when they found out you got second place, and they didn't quite know you were that close to the top.
Exactly. And a few of the girls thought it was pretty unbelievable that I shot under par, and they were pretty shocked, even though it was the day after when they realized that what was going on.
Sure.
So
well, hopefully we can surprise them a little more as a team this upcoming week.
Yeah, I think
and into the future.
I think we'll have a good opportunity to improve here in the future. So.
All righty. Well, thank you for joining us, Zach.
Thanks, Nate.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Down the road, and hopefully we'll grab one in South Hart.
Let's do it. Hawks are up.
All right, Blue Hawk fans, we're here with recently named volleyball coach, Coach Hartman. You want to take us through what had to be a whirlwind of a month for you so far?
Oh yeah, I mean it's been a huge adventure, but it's been a great experience so far, and the team is really playing well together, and so we're just kind of building from here.
Sure. Start of August, is that when you officially took over the reins?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yep, I started August 10th is when
Okay.
all the ladies came in, so we've been going at it for about 3 weeks now.
And finally got to play someone else this last weekend.
Yeah.
You want to take us through that weekend?
We went over to Butte, Montana and Helena, Montana, and we played 4 different games. We competed really hard, very proud of the effort that was shown, and think things are going to be just fine.
Sure. Obviously pretty exciting week. Nice destination this week. You want to take us through some of the Florida trip, what you guys got planned for that?
Oh yeah, well we're going out to Lake Mills, Florida for a tournament. We're playing again 4 different teams, so it'll be a really good time to get a new look at some different teams and compete hard. And then afterwards we have a day to kind of relax, and we're going to go to Disney World, and so...
Can't be losers at all, that trip.
No, exactly.
All right. Just
we don't have a home game for a while, but you guys are in Bismarck next week, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, right after actually we get back from Florida, we just stay in Bismarck, and then we're going to compete against the University of Mary. So that'll be some really tough competition and a good experience for us.
Sure. Now, this isn't your first stint technically as a head coach. Are you using any of that experience you had from a couple years ago when you filled the interim role to now where you are the main go-to guy?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's totally different at the same time, because this time it's actually, you know, more of your team and stuff, but you have more time to prepare for things. But it was a great experience back then, and I'm very grateful for the experience that I had and the people that helped me along the way. And so this time it's working out a lot better.
Sure. And wrapping up now, any embarrassing stories you can tell about the first week of travel? I'm sure in the airport we'll have some stories to catch up on later in the year, but anything crazy happen so far that you can shed some light on?
Well, I must have left my phone down for I swear, probably just like a minute, and the girls just happened to grab it and they started taking selfie pictures with it. So naturally. I guess that was, and the sad thing is I didn't even realize it till about 2 days ago, so it's been a while.
yeah, that's what happens when you've only been on the job a month, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, well, just in case we don't have another one of these before your first home opener, want to give the fans a reason to come out?
Yeah, definitely come support us. We have gifts that we throw out every game. Kids, t-shirts to sell and stuff, and so bring the whole family. We'd love for you to come.
Alrighty, good luck in Florida, have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, Blue Hawk fans, we're here now with one of our lady volleyball players. You want to explain who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am Brenna Hansen. I play outside, and it will be my second season for the Blue Hawks.
Alrighty. Things just getting underway for volleyball. How long was your preseason?
We started on the 9th. We had like a team meeting when everybody came in, so we got to know each other a little bit. And then our 2 practices a day started on the 10th.
So I'm sure you were happy to get to some games last weekend.
Yes.
Maybe not the results we wanted on the win-loss column, but can you take us through that weekend, how it went from your perspective?
Yeah, it was a great learning experience too, because we're a really young team and everyone's kind of in different spots than they were last year. But our first game was definitely our rebuilding and seeing where we were. But as the tournament progressed, we ended up taking a really good team to 5 and taking another team from Oregon to 4. So it was really good to see what we can do.
Sure. Coaching change kind of late in the year. Can you describe what Coach Hartman has meant to the program?
I am so happy to be a part of Coach Hartman's year, and hopefully as I continue on with my careers through Dickinson, but she has been a great influence, a great leader, and I'm so excited to be a part.
You guys take off pretty soon for a pretty exciting destination. Tell us a little bit about the Florida trip.
We are going to Florida tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, where we'll play 4 games of all Florida teams, I'm pretty sure. And I'm so excited to see their level of play and their different things that they will bring to the floor.
Sure. All right, tell us, she's only been your coach for a month, but you must have some slightly embarrassing story you can share with us about Coach Hartman.
Oh gosh, I don't want her to make me run more.
We'll handle that at the administrative level.
I can't think of any right now.
Well, we'll have to check back in. It has only been a month since Coach Hartman took the reins, but what about your teammates? What's the most interesting story that's happened so far? You got 1 road trip under your belt.
Yeah.
Must be some laughs that you can share with the Blue Hawk Nation.
Yeah, for our team bonding, we took a trip out to Medora, where we did the high ropes course at the Badlands, so we had to focus on teamwork and then trusting on each other. And so we're strapped to these cords 40 feet in the air. So it was so scary to trust in somebody else to help yourself up on these difficult tasks. So that was really fun. Getting to know everybody's embarrassing stuff and what they're afraid of.
Alrighty.